Good morning and welcome to 90 Seconds of Truth. Let me first say that there are no perfect churches. And that's just a fact. You need to find a church where the pastor has his heart turned toward God and that he is leading that church to serve God and to love Him. That they pay attention to the Word of God and confess its truth in holiness and righteousness. That Word has been given to us. But there are pastors out there and there are churches out there that are not doing that. There are pastors out there that refer the members of their congregation to Planned Parenthood so they can get an abortion for an unwanted pregnancy. There are pastors out there that say what was sin during the Bible times is no longer sin. Or they mistranslated that. It really didn't mean that. They are leading people into immoral lives that go against the Word of God. Now, I'm not your judge. God is your judge. But you need to pay attention to what God has said. Here's the thing. Jude, in his letter to the church, and it's a letter to the church through all times, says that the condemnation of such people was recorded long ago. Those who do not have their heart turned toward God, they are condemned. And unless you turn your heart away from that sin and toward God, you will not enter into the presence of God for all of eternity. You need salvation through Jesus Christ. Paul says this, that we have been called to live differently than the world and differently than that kind of false religion. Here's what he says in Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. Therefore I urge you, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living and holy sacrifice, acceptable to God, which is your spiritual service of worship. Verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect. And that, my dear friends, is truth.